Oh, welcome to Witches and Wine with your hostess with the mostest, Lola Stardust. This is where we drink wine and talk about the wine that we're drinking, and we talk about cool witchy stuff. So before we get to our guest, let us turn this over to our wine connoisseur, resident, knowledgeable person, Stud Muffin. Silenus Stardust, take it away.
Hey guys, tonight we're going to be talking about some crafting and some artsy-fartsy kind of stuff. So, I came across a wine, it's called Crimson Thread. It's a California red blend, very often what you see at our shows. This one has a lot of flavors of cherry, blackberry, and blueberry. And it's very fruit-forward, so everything you taste is going to be up front, and it just kind of peters out after that. But it's very, very tasty, very reasonably priced, under $10 wherever you find it. I'm going to go ahead and step out now, and we're going to welcome in Danielle.
Yay, thank you, sweetie pie. Scoot on in here. She's got bags of stuff.
I have bags of stuff.
Bags of stuff! This is our newest coven sister, Isleen.
Hello.
She is our crafty witch. And we are going to be talking to her about what she calls spell crafting.
Spellcrafts.
Spellcrafts.
Magical crafts. Whatever you want to call it.
I am not a crafty person, so I will be asking questions for those of you watching. I hope there's people out there that don't understand crafts like I do, so you're not all going, she knows nothing. But even if you say that, I don't care because I know other things. So, hi, honey. Hi, welcome. Aw, Hugsy Poo. So, drink your wine. We have to make a toast. Let's toast to crafts and our new coven member. Let's all toast. I got my whole coven here, and a spouse and a child. So this is awesome.
Studio audience grows week to week.
I know, our studio audience gets bigger and bigger. So, what I first want to ask you is, what exactly is spell crafting, or what is it that we're talking about today?
Today is going to carry a lot of yarny things, but it's not limited to yarn stuff. You can add your energy to any crafty thing that you are working with, that you're planning to work with in any sort of magical capacity.
So if you craft something for your altar or whatever, you want to put the intent that you want that particular item to have that energy.
Yes.
Okay, so can you give me an example of how do you put the intent into the crafting? Do you like my little, this is how I craft.
She's sewing.
I'm sewing.
Sewing the air.
Yes.
Like a dolphin.
Yeah.
Instead of a bottlenose dolphin, it's a needle-nosed dolphin.
Ah! Ba-dum-bum. And cheers to bad jokes. And you have to drink when you cheer. It doesn't count if you don't.
You're just looking for an excuse to drink.
The coven's drunk all the time.
So often you're going to focus your intent and channel it into whatever you're crafting with. You can do this either with visualization techniques, you can do it with chanting, you can just feel it, because I know often that's a really tangible element. It's just tangible element, because you feel it when you are channeling that energy into whatever you're working with.
Yeah.
Even though you can't see it, you can feel it. It's just sort of an extrasensory perception of that feeling. So
Awesome. So I wanted to ask you, when did you start knitting and making things and sewing and all that cool stuff?
I come from a long line of crafty people. So my mom taught me how to crochet and knit in various capacities starting around age 6, because that's when I was curious about it.
Oh, wow.
It didn't stick at first.
Yeah.
It was just a couple of things. And then I kind of, knitting in particular, because mom, knitting didn't stick with her either.
Okay.
So she stopped, and I completely forgot about that. I kind of crocheted on and off, and then around high school, I'd like crochet someone an Afghan, or I'd make whatever present. but it was maybe a once a year thing. And it wasn't until after I had my daughter that I really started making it like an everyday thing.
Okay. And when did you start doing spellcraft? When did you start? Well, how did you learn about it? Did you read about it? Do you remember where you heard it? Because
I think it's a combination of things. Because I think a lot I just did intuitively and innately, because you're already putting your energy into anything that you craft. Anything, whether you're trying to or not.
Yeah.
Doing it consciously adds another element to it.
So like when like my mom makes Afghans she's made Afghans for all of us, the kids, my husband, me. So she may not be consciously going, putting a spell or something in it, but she's thinking about the person she's making it for. So it's like the same concept of you put that energy, you put that love into it, you put that kind of care. Okay.
And that's where, like I mentioned outside, where you get the prayer shawls. There's a big groups of communities, church circles and whatever, that'll get together and they will make shawls for people for whatever they might need it for. It could be someone who's just going through a hard time or whatever. And the idea with a prayer shawl is that while you're working on it, you're praying for the recipient. So it's really the same concept, because you're thinking about that person, you're adding your energy to it, but you can do it for other things besides just a shawl or an Afghan. You can do it for a spell, you can do it for whatever. The sky's the limit.
So, when did you start putting intent in a witchy way? I guess I shouldn't quote, because we're witches. It's not like, hi, I'm a witch. When did you start putting the witchy part into it?
I tattooed it on myself.
I know.
So, I do remember when did I make, probably the one thing I can pinpoint is when I made my daughter's baby blanket. And I think I probably started it when I was pregnant with her.
And how old were you?
I was 17.
So that was how many years ago? If you want to reveal your age. It was a while ago.
That would have been, 17 years ago. Ha 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 ha.
I don't do math.
Don't do math. So, but I was making her a quilt. And all of the stitches on that quilt, every single stitch of it was done by hand, including the finishing, which isn't something I normally do. Normally the ending, finishing portions are done on machine. I'll quilt by hand because you got your embroidery hoop stuff and you're doing the quilting, but then I'll finish the edges and stuff with a machine. But hers had, I wish I could remember what stones that I put. In each corner, there were a couple of different little chip stones that I put in the section of each corner for protection and growth and healing. So there was a lot of magic.
How do you, quilt. And this was a
baby blanket.
A blanket that you're knitting?
I was quilting it.
So you can put...
You're sewing it.
So you're putting
like
stones. You're sewing like a dolphin. So you put... and this is... Okay, some people are like... Our other resident crafty witch is so impressed with this right now. You put the stones, how do you put them in there? What do you do?
I stitched them in.
Wow.
And then I watched it.
Is that impressive?
Really impressive.
Yeah.
And then I watched it.
It's impressive to me. I just,
Because it was a baby blanket, so you do have to watch for choking hazard. They were itty bitty little chip stones, so I don't think it would have... But I did watch very carefully, and over time, they all got lost in the dryer. Because anytime I would wash it, I would just check it and see which ones might come out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, over time they all just came out. And I don't even have that blanket anymore because I think it got left behind in a move.
Oh.
But I'm so sad because I don't have it. And I have my baby blanket from when I was little. And I have Derek's baby blanket from when he was little. But I don't have my daughter's because it got left behind.
Maybe you should make, when will she be 18?
She'll be 18 this summer. Or next summer.
Next summer, maybe you should make an adult blanket. I don't know.
You're 18.
Here you go. Now get out of the house.
Premarital blanket.
You gotta use this blanket to cover up because he ain't sleeping under this roof anymore. But I put a lot of love into it. You brought some stuff that you have made, and so what do we have first that we're gonna look at?
We'll go with the Imbolc shawl first. And
And-
this is going to be really hard to capture on camera.
I know. Let's.
Because this is huge.
That's what
And
she
it
said.
has a Celtic knotwork thing. Yeah, it's not going to get the whole thing.
I know.
It has a pattern of a Celtic knot. And this is one of the ones that I set out every evening for Imbolc. So that Bridget can bless it. It's been imbued with a lot of healing energy because it's been put out several years now. But I wear it on Imbolc. And
Oh,
it's
that's
green.
so pretty. It's so soft.
It is it's a linen blend. I'm trying to think. I think it's a linen cotton blend.
It just smells like love.
We'll pass the shawl around so everyone can sniff it.
Sniff the shawl. It's really soft and pretty. Are you taking your clothes off? Oh, you were just taking your.
No, it's
okay.
just
I thought-
my-
It's that kind of show.
This is my... I want to make more like this. This is old, so it's a little bit not as clean as it once was. But this is my pendulum bag.
Ooh.
And I made this specifically so that you can attune with pendulums. And it has 2 in there.
Oh, wow.
Because your pendulums like to hang out with you. And they like to...
They do.
They like to be used. And they want to get in tune with your energies. And...
That's a really cool idea. I have a wonderful pendulum. You should make me a pendulum.
I didn't
What
make
is it
either of these, but I could.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're looking at the pendulum. Let's look at the bag
Let's look at the bag.
that you made.
And then I made it at a length so that it hangs around the heart, because that's another trick with any sort of bag, which I have a couple of them. But
That's
I made
really cool.
I made other ones
Wait,
similar
I
to
thought you
this.
said you didn't make this.
I made that bag. I didn't make the pendulums.
Oh, okay.
I made
okay.
the bag. I didn't make the pendulums. But that
This is
one,
really cool. What are these little, just like
they're just
little
beads.
Those
They're
are so-
crocheted on there.
that is such a great idea.
And I don't know if it's still in there. There used to be a... Yeah, it is. It is still in there. I need to reattach it. This used to hang from the bottom, and then it fell off.
Oh, cool. What is that? Just more beads?
It's a...
Oh, it's the... Yeah,
autofocus. It's not our friend.
I know.
It's
Sorry
just a
about
Celtic knot,
Yeah.
and then 2 glass beads. And I just need to reattach it onto the bottom, because it was a little dangly bit, but it fell off.
Let's pass this around. You want me to put these back in here, or do you guys want to look at her pendulums too? That one is big.
That's what she said.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
I had to do it.
Here, you got it. You can stuff it in there. God, so many that's when she said jokes. Oh. Yeah. All right. Sorry, we got a little message.
Anyone
on
want to
it.
guess what these are?
Those are chakra bags. Good
guess.
Yeah, cookie.
Cookie for Lola. That holds.
Chakra stones.
This is my chakra healing set.
Oh my god. Now, did you make those?
Yeah, I made all these pouches.
Oh my god.
I bought the chakra stones.
Yeah.
Because it was an easy
She didn't make those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
I didn't make
With
those.
your kidneys? I put my kidney stones in them. They're all different colors. Those are really awesome. Now,
Very cool.
what kind of... So, with each one you made, you put that chakra intent in it, obviously. So, like, for...
You can go and find like a chakra mudra, or not a mudra, but a mantra.
Yeah.
Mantra, that's the word. Mudra is with your hands.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at these
Mantra, and
beautiful-
you can chant it at the start of each row or like each stitch.
And then you put a little booklet on them.
They came with the stones.
Oh, that's... God, you are just... cool stuff. I want cool stuff. Pass it
Where'd you
around.
get crafty?
I know they're trying to get me
Fix
to.
it.
They're trying to get me to jump on the craft wagon, and I'm like, I don't know.
I hear that.
All right, so what have we got coming up next?
The prosperity purse.
I learned about this yesterday. Was it yesterday?
It was no, it was Tuesday.
It was
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
I don't even know what day it is.
The prosperity purse. Unfortunately, this pattern, the blog, no longer exists. But I do have this as a thing on my Ravelry page because I have the featured photo. But this one,
I'm very proud of that.
it's a really simple pattern, but the idea behind it is at the beginning of each row and each stitch, the very first stitch, you say, "With each stitch, I grow rich."
Ooh.
And at
Awesome. Everyone goes, ooh.
and at the end of each row or the beginning of each row, I kind of like it at the end to offset the beginning stitch. You say, "With each row, my wealth does grow." And it's in green because
That's prosperity. Yeah.
And then they have, you could even use like a gold ribbon, but this has a ribbon for the strap for stability because yarn kind of wants to grow if you don't have something to keep it stable. But that's my little prosperity purse.
That's so cool. And what do you put in your prosperity purse?
I haven't used it.
Money.
I've used it some,
Yeah.
but it's not big enough for my like everyday purse.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just
So what would
wallet.
you... Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. You haven't used it yet, though?
I have used
Oh,
it.
you have, okay.
I just don't use it as my everyday thing because
Yeah.
it's too small for me. I need to rework the pattern.
That's really
Post
cute.
it up on my blog.
Prosperity purse.
Prosperity purse.
What have we got next? She's got a whole bag of goodies.
I do have a whole bag of goodies. I can go with this one. This is a work in progress. This goes out to a friend, and she may see this video and be like, "I know where that's going." But speaking of chakra work,
Ooh.
because this is just a self-striping rainbow yarn.
Yeah.
This is Lion Brand Shawl in a Ball in Restful Rainbow. Shameless plug, I do not work for Lion Brand. But this one is a lot. It's my current prayer shawl kind of in progress. It will be an infinity scarf rather than a shawl.
Oh,
but this
wow.
goes to a friend who's in need of some extra lovin's.
Yeah. That's pretty.
And then I got it blessed by Hestia.
That's the one you took to Spring Mysteries. Oh, okay, cool. We'll talk about Spring Mysteries another episode.
And here is a spindle. This is a hybrid spindle. I don't think the lady, it's a gripping yarn spindle. And I'm not sure she's making spindles right now, but this is one of her hybrid ones that can be a support spindle where you have a bowl or something to support it and you spin it and you can spin your yarn. And I do have fiber, but that's the thing that...
Now, I'm completely... What do you use a spindle for?
Spinning yarn.
So now I have to get the fiber out.
I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm getting educated. Ooh.
This comes off a sheep.
Ooh.
It doesn't come off a sheep this pretty. It comes off a sheep looking very...
Yes. And
not
then I'm
so
sure.
pretty.
Did you get this at that Paradise Fibers?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
actually.
There's a plug.
Our local yarn store, Paradise Fibers.
I even know
know.
about it, and I'm not a crafty person, but one of my crafty friends took me there hoping I would be inspired in craft, and that's out to you, Kate Robbins, if you're watching this.
I love Kate.
We love Kate. Earth Emerald.
So I'll just
So,
take a small chunk for demonstration purposes.
we get a little demonstration.
And this is going to end up being a different thing because
That's
I'm
okay.
going to use it as the French spindle. This is why it's a hybrid. Because she makes them so that you can use it supported or you can use it in
So
your
you just
hand.
wrap it around there.
You wrap, and I don't have a decent leader. It has a little groove,
Yeah.
and you twist, and you twist, and you twist, and
Oh,
you twist,
wow.
and you twist.
You do that by
And
hand?
Eventually.
Is that what a spinning wheel does?
Yep.
Okay. I get things.
Okay, going for a question on that. Now, do you buy, wool directly from a farmer, like from a llama's, from a sheep, or do you go to a store?
I go to a store,
Paradise Fibers.
Right, I know that.
and a lot off of
I know some
Etsy.
people,
Go to the actual...
right.
Yeah. Really? You can?
Yeah, you can.
We had a dog that was very
wanna do that.
furry, and we just comb hair out, and
Mhm.
we gave the yarn to a woman, and she spun it for us and made a hat.
Out of
And we
dog
made a
fur.
hat. Mhm.
You can use human hair too. It's just not.
Wow.
It's just not very comfortable.
Yeah, well, it'd be kind of weird.
One of the animals, and once I get my fencing for that, I want to alpacas. I want some
Alpaca. Is that really? What's your favorite yarn or material or fiber to work with?
My favorite fiber is merino, which this fiber is not,
What
and
is
that is
merino?
not.
Oh, it's a
Merino
soft
wool.
It's super
Oh.
soft. That's what this
Yeah,
is.
I don't know.
That's yeah.
Feel this.
Ooh.
That's what's on there. And this is
I'm
one
stroking her fiber.
stroking my spindle.
That was really poor.
anything.
We may have to edit this.
Really? Are you the ethic police? All right. So we gotta let's move on.
And here's another spindle. We can get into some fun stuff with other spindles. This is a Turkish spindle.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh,
I have two
ooh.
Turkish spindles. I didn't bring my other spindles because these ones are easier to transport.
Oh, wow. It's spinning.
This is a drop spindle, which does that.
And then it
And then
wraps
when
it.
you have, park it. And the great thing about things like this is you can spin clockwise or counterclockwise.
Do you
So
still
even if you didn't want to use the fiber for anything other than to spin it and then use it in your spell work.
is it spinning that in there?
There we go.
Oh, wow.
I haven't spun in a while.
I'm
It's not
easily
wonderful.
amused. This is like probably like people are like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I'm like, I had no idea. Now, didn't you bring a needle, a wand? What did you
A
bring?
crochet hook that is also a wand.
Oh my gosh, so cool.
I'll find the link for this because this came off of Etsy. It's a rosewood crochet hook
Oh my
with
gosh.
a amethyst. I think it's a chevron amethyst point. And I will find you the link and
This right here.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
It's like a work of art.
Oh wow, we gotta pass this around. That is beautiful. And you do a lot of work with that?
Yeah, I got it in my most used size so that I could use it for doing prayer shawls and other magical works like that.
Amazing.
It's a little bit long than what my preference is.
That's what she said.
A little bit longer than my preference, but I still really like, oh, there it is. I think. Nope, that's the different.
Oh.
I think. This might be. We'll need to see. That might be this site.
Oh, where you got the wand?
They make hair sticks too.
Morgan's
so I think
Maine?
Morgan's Maine.
Morgan's Maine. So while you're... Oh, so does anyone have any questions about her crafting before we wrap up? Because like I say, you know, ADD, attention span, we want to...
Well, do people commission you to make? Or?
I've had a few things before. Another thing which I didn't bring any of because I don't have any right now, but I also make poppets that I use for distance Reiki. I don't have any. Well, I have mine. I should have brought mine, my personal one, but I didn't think to bring that because I haven't made one of those in a while. But they're just felt dolls that are about 10 to 12 inches. Maybe I'll send you a picture and you can splice it in.
I don't know how to do that, but maybe you can help me.
Go to edit video. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's another
But they have
thing we-
buttons that correspond with the chakras so that you can use them for distance Reiki healing if anyone needs any help on a particular chakra.
Now, that's actually a brilliant idea because distance Reiki healing, it just helps you have something to focus
Yep.
your focal point on.
Mhm.
Okay, that's really
It
cool.
started when I got my Reiki level 2 because they said bring a teddy bear or something as a stand-in, and so I just went and made everyone a poppet that they could use as their stand-in, and so everyone got one, and that ended up being my payment for my Reiki too, because everyone got one.
That's
including
really
the
cool.
teacher.
And Aurora, do you see on the altar back there the Venus of
The Venus of Willendorf.
Yeah, I love it. She made this for me, and I wanted to show it off because I think it's gorgeous. Oh, did you spill the wine?
Nope.
Oh, I drank it. She made this. When she first handed it to me, I had it upside down, and it looked like Invader Zim Alien.
It does look like it.
Doesn't it? I was like, oh, Invader Zim. But it's...
It's Venus of Willendorf.
Isn't that pretty?
In a disco yarn, just for you.
I know.
And double D's.
And look at those boobies.
I think those are bigger than Double D.
They're like my boobies. Is there anyone... Do you guys have any other questions or anything? Or...
I'm fascinated.
I know. This has been really awesome. We could do 3, 4, or 5 parts on this. Which we will. We'll come back and revisit this. But thank you so much for sharing all this. This is very new to me. I'm not crafty, but I never really thought about putting in the intent in this spell. There I do the dolphin. So this is my international sign for sort. Flipper, what's that? Lassie's in the
Needle nose
well.
dolphin, not a bottlenose
Yeah.
dolphin.
So, well, thank you so much, and we love you. And I drank all my wine, but let's do a toast to Witches and Wine, to our coven, to our awesome show. I was trying to toast her over there, but she's guzzling her wine. Jesus. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back next week. I'm not sure what our show will be, but I'm sure I have an idea who's on next. And thanks for joining us, and remember to be kind to one another, and blessed be everybody.
Blessed.
Let's see.
And let's clap. Yay! Thank you. Next show at 10.
Next show at 10.